Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Aging and Spirituality podcast. And our goal is to help you open up to a more beautiful life, a more open and productive life, and filled with spirituality and well-being as you age, like everyone does.
Everybody
I'm Chris
does.
Jensen.
I'm Kathy Taylor.
Welcome. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how to stay strong, energetic, and productive as we age. Did you ever ask yourself that question? Will I stay strong? Will I be productive? I mean, if you've asked yourself these questions, you are not alone. According to the National Institute of Health and AARP, I admit I read that all the time.
Yeah,
Health and well-being are on the top 10, one of the top 10 concerns as we age. And as someone who's been a meditator for probably 40 years, what leading doctors and the National Institute of Health research is now saying about meditation is music to my ears. I mean, here's Dr. Jen Ashton. She's the chief medical correspondent for ABC News. Here's what she says about meditation. Consider meditation as an investment in daily productivity. Which I found very interesting because I know this is true, but most people don't know that yet. And I thought I would share a little quote from her because it's important to hear what science is saying about meditation. I mean, the yogis know it because they've experienced it. She says, many people have a negative perception of meditation, thinking that it simply involves doing nothing for a period of time to attain some vague, unquantifiable effect. That's what people think. But research unquestionably concludes meditation has a real, profound impact on our physical, mental, emotional, and health. And even changing how our brains grow and genes function. Now, I didn't know that, but she actually changes how our brains grow and our genes function.
Wow.
Yeah. And she says, for this reason, meditation is just as critical to your health and well-being as proper hygiene, exercise, and diet. She said, would you go a day without brushing your teeth? Meditation should be as non-negotiable as this. So I love hearing from the doctors as well. And I think because it's just demonstrating what we have experienced. And unlike some challenges, daily meditation, it doesn't require physical exertion. You don't have to change your diet. You don't have to say no to something. You don't have to drink wheatgrass or anything like that. All you have to do is sit quietly for maybe 15, 20 minutes and do a meditation practice. We're not sitting there doing nothing. We're doing a technique that helps us focus and get calm and transcend all of the mental and emotional stuff that's going on all the time. And it can, you may say, okay, well, you've been meditating most of your life. It's easy for you. And while that's true, I've been meditating a long time. Getting started was a challenge for me. And it took a while for me to make it a daily activity. I want to share some tips with you that helped me as well. And these are tips that the medical doctors are also now saying can help you get started on a healthier, more productive use as you age. So the first thing is you want to find the right meditation for you. For me, Bhakti Yoga meditation fits my personality, my lifestyle, and my mood the best. For you, it may be something entirely different. And I only discovered that after trying several different kinds of meditation and not being very successful at it. Later in this podcast, we'll be sharing 3 different kinds of yoga meditations that may help you find one that's better for you than the others. There are Buddhist meditations, there's Zen meditation, there's transcendental meditation. There are all different kinds of meditations. But what we say in yoga is that each of us has an individual nature, and we find the one that suits our nature.
Right.
And then it gets easier, much easier. But there's some basic things you need to do. You need to make time in your day. If you think you don't have time to meditate, I guarantee you it will just take you 15 minutes a day to try it. And you'll discover that you'll have way more time in your day by giving that 15 minutes because you'll be more productive, more focused, and more effective the rest of the day. I mean, most of the really busy and successful people in the world these days meditate daily. and they openly admit it, if not twice daily. So learn from that example. You can start with 5 or 10 minutes, and then increase to 20 minutes a day. When I first sat to meditate, it was hilarious because my mind was so busy. Not only I had a set of thoughts going, but I actually had another set of thoughts reporting on the first set. So it was like,
Not all.
it's not. So I sat to meditate and I set my timer for 15 minutes. Okay, I want to make sure I haven't got too more. That was the thought. So at one point, I thought, well, this timer has no because it's been probably 20 minutes by now. So I open my eyes and I look, and it had been 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Yeah.
Wow.
But as I made the conscious choice to make meditation a habit, even if it wasn't 15 minutes at first, I started to find greater peace and less stress. And what I mean by that is the stressful events in life, they're always going to be there, but they didn't impact me as much. I was able to stay centered and focused and peaceful despite this happening. And as I found the best meditation for me, my health, my well-being, and productivity increased exponentially. It just started getting better and better. And then when you start realizing these things, then you start looking forward to it. I mean, after a while, I started looking forward to my 15-minute meditation, and then it became 20 minutes, and then I meditated twice a day. And, it's great. I look forward to it, but I didn't start there. And it's okay, however you start, as long as you get started. And another tip is it's really good if you can make meditation the first thing you do in the morning, because that's going to help the whole day. And you'll be less likely to edge it out time-wise and say, oh, I've done this, now I got to go to bed. So if you can, but if you can't, you don't get hard on yourself. You just say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to meditate first thing in the morning. I've had great meditations on planes. Some of my marketing jobs, I had to travel a lot. And when the plane was taking off, it was just a nice time to meditate. Yeah. There is a very great yogi, Paramahansa Yogananda, and he kept saying, tomorrow I'll meditate. Tomorrow I'll start to meditate. And he did that for a year. And then one day he stopped saying that. He said, okay, I'm starting today. And he never stopped after that. Because it was so good. It was so great. So, it's worth just however you can do it. Maybe you get up 15 minutes earlier. That's not a lot of time, but I guarantee you do that, you'll have more time in your day.
Can I say something about that particular thing in meditation? Because what it did for me when I finally committed to doing it twice a day, it meant that I was in control of choosing what I did in my day instead of having the drama of life slap me around like some kind of little idiot, little fool, like
exactly it.
Some whiny person that couldn't take control of their life or be productive, or you know what I mean? It was like, when I started to meditate, I could choose the quality of how my day would turn out. Come on, how is that not worth your time?
I know. I mean, that's it. You get to choose your state of mind.
Right.
That's a great thing. I always think if there's one person, one word that shares what meditation can do for you, for me, it's freedom. It's freedom to choose to choose who I am, what I am, and how I react, and what my day will be like.
No doubt.
So it's definitely awesome. So next, you set aside that time. If you can dedicate a regular space where you live to meditation, it will make a difference. It doesn't have to be a room. It doesn't have to be anything special. It could be a corner. My first meditation was literally in a room, like I had a sliding closet door, and I opened that closet door, and that's kind of where I sat and meditated there. But having that one space, it just helps you to get in the mood to meditation when you go there. Like when you go to your bedroom, you get in the mood to sleep. You go in the kitchen, maybe you're feeling like eating. It just kind of sets that up. And if you dedicate that regular space to it, you'll start to build up the energy, the vibration of meditation in the area. And after a while, you can add things that are conducive to having a nice meditation,
Like your mat.
your mat, a mat, just something you sit on when you meditate, and don't do anything else with it. It can be a
Yes.
towel,
Keep it
a
sacred.
little piece of mat, it could be a cushion, whatever it is, that's all you do on it is meditate. And it just sets up that energy for you. And it helps you to say, oh, yes, this is my space.
This is my sacred vibration.
Yeah, it sets up your energy in that area. And, people, after a while, they like to put little things in there that help them. You don't have to do that, but it's nice. It's nice to do, but just have that space. And, if you have family around, it's nice to have that space because it gives you a time for just to be you in that little that space.
Yep.
And, I know people who have lived in very, very tiny apartments who found a place to do it. So you don't need a lot of room. Another thing I want to say is put your phone on Do Not Disturb.
Please.
Because we are all addicted. We hear that ding or that buzz or whatever it is. And it's like,
that can be very, I'm almost say damaging, maybe is not the right word, but shocking to the nervous system. If you're deep in meditation and that phone goes off, I mean, you're going to hurt yourself just swiveling your head trying to, what was that? It's really hard on the system.
It's very hard on your nervous system. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had that experience where I had forgotten to turn my phone off,
Right.
and I was meditating very deeply, and it was just so jarring, it jarred my nervous system.
Yeah.
Plus, it takes your attention. Right now, you're giving a whole 15 minutes to you.
Woohoo!
To your inner self, to who you really are, that inner power. So, just turn it off for 15 minutes. It won't kill you. And the world will survive without you. Without 15 minutes.
Yep, that's for sure.
Guaranteed. And that's really important. It sounds like a simple thing, but it's going to make a difference. Next is, and this is going to sound a little different, but share your practice with others. Share what you're doing and share the benefits, because that does two things. It helps to reinforce the positivity of what you're doing, of what the meditation brings. And also, as you share with others and help others, that allows you to be more focused and more centered. In yoga, we talk about doing karma yoga, which is basically just selfless service. And this is not a big act of selfless service. But it's a profound thing to share what you're doing and the benefits with others.
It can make a big difference in people's lives. It may not feel like it's a big thing, but it could be, life transforming for them. It
could transform their lives. And for you, it reinforces what it's doing for you.
Right.
When I first started yoga classes, Ramakrishnananda used to every once in a while have us fill out a survey on meditation and what it was doing for us. And that was great because it helped to reinforce what it was doing for us.
Right.
This is even better, if you're sharing it with a friend. So that's important. We all have our significant others, our friends, our children. Share it with them. Let them know what it's doing for you. It'll help them. At the very least, it's going to help you to share it. And then the other thing is practice compassion for yourself. For some people, like me, meditation was not easy in the beginning. And, if it causes, if you start to struggle with it, say, oh, I'm not doing good at this, I'm not making progress, that's where you got to stop. That's where you have to I know that anyone can meditate. And I know that the doctors are saying the same thing. As long as you're attempting to calm your mind, you're accomplishing your goal. You're making progress. Just the effort you put in to sit down and meditate. So it doesn't matter that you don't have a great experience. Just that effort. Ramakrishnananda, our yoga teacher, right? He was studying with his teacher, and they had this 6-hour meditation. And he said it was torture for him. He was all over the place, and he was really suffering. And at the end of it, his teacher came over and said, "Hey, great job. You made great progress."
That's funny.
It's true though,
Yeah.
just the effort you put in, the progress will come.
Yes.
And it's not about trying hard, it's about giving and receiving. It's about just giving your time and being open to receiving and shedding the things that keep you from a place that's much more peaceful and powerful. And
Find a friend. Find a friend you can do it with.
Mhm,
When you hit those,
right,
blockages, when you're being
right.
hard on yourself, you can be kind to each other and keep
Yeah,
yourselves moving forward.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you get restless, don't beat yourself up. People get restless. Um, leverage that. Meditation teaches us to be compassionate. As our heart opens, become more and more compassionate. So turn that compassion into yourself as well. Use your practice to learn how to be kind to yourself and grant yourself permission to fail. You know, people think that they always have to be perfect, and nobody's perfect, and nobody is successful all the time. And the only way you learn and grow actually is you fail, and then you pick yourself up and you figure
That's right.
out what to do next. So,
Pretty
uh,
next.
even if you have the desire to meditate, you're halfway there. And accomplishing the intent of opening your heart opens you to new possibilities. For me, it was a process that I'm so glad I continued. I remember my very first night in I say our advanced class, it just wasn't the beginning class. It's not really an advanced class. And uh, people, the teacher, Ramakrishnananda, had people introduce themselves. And then we went to sit down, and he said, we've had people come in here who were, wrap their legs around their head immediately, and people who are such good meditators, they had deep experiences immediately. And he said, but you know what? They're not the ones who make it. They're not the ones who go really far
Wow.
and realize all the benefits of meditation. He said, what it takes is steadiness. And I remember walking back to my chair in the back of the room and thinking, wow, the only thing he said that I could do is be steady.
Stick to it. Don't quit.
I couldn't do the other things. And
Nothing else is wrong.
right. And sure enough, the steadiness paid off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just kept doing it. And before you know it, the reporter stopped, the one set of thoughts. And then after a while, the other thoughts started to calm down and things started to change. My heart opened, and I did find the techniques that were best for me. And that helped me to move forward a whole lot more quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted us to we're going to do just a couple minutes on 3 different kinds of meditations so that you can look at this and see if one of these happens to suit your nature. Bhakti yoga is the yoga of love and devotion. It works with the heart center. And if you're someone who is relationship oriented and you look at the world in terms of relationship, then this, you're dominantly more of a emotional kind of person. This could be the technique for you. If you're someone who likes to accomplish and do things, and you might read an article in a magazine, and the most important thing out of it is you wonder what people are going to do about it. That's Raja Yoga. That may be the best for you. Jnana Yoga, this is someone who's more of an intellectual nature, like you're wanting to know. That's what's important to you is you read this article in a magazine, you want to know the reality, what's the truth. And if that's your driving motivation, that may be for you. I picked the wrong one at first, and I thought the Raja Yoga, because I like to do things and get things done, but that wasn't me at all. It was the Bhakti Yoga. So I want you to try these 3 techniques and just see if any of them resonate for you. See how it goes. We're just going to do them for a minute or so each. So let's start. We'll start with the Raja Yoga technique. We'll start with that one. So we're going to go to the point between the eyebrows, just above the eyes, right there. So you close your eyes. And there you're going to visualize a blue light. This is not a baby blue, but a brilliant blue light. And just have your sense of who you are move into that light, in that spot right there. So let's just try that for a minute or so. Just put your awareness there as best you can. Visualize the blue light, and that may be as far as you go. But if you could put all of your awareness there, that would be helpful. Okay, let's bring our attention back. So that was a little glimpse. If one of these resonates for you during the week, try to do it for 5, 10, or 15 minutes and see if that fits what you think your nature is. Bhakti yoga. This is the yoga of love and devotion. So we're going to go to the heart center, along the spine, right behind the heart. If you pull your shoulder blades together, if they were to touch, that's the heart center back there. And so we're going to close our eyes again, and then we're going to visualize a white or a pink mist, and it expands out from our heart. It just expands and expands. You can mentally repeat love, love, love if you like. I'm just going to enjoy this expansion. You can visualize a soft pink or a soft baby blue or a white light, any of those, as this mist expands from your heart. Okay, let's bring our attention back. So that gives you a little glimpse into the heart center kind of meditation. And you need to work a little bit more time with these. We're just getting a little taste, just a little taste now. So Jnana Yoga, the yoga of wisdom. Let's put our awareness above the head, and you're going to visualize there a sphere of white light. And then close your eyes, and this white light pours down over your brain, your head, all the way to your shoulders. And just enjoy that light. You can mentally say peace, peace, peace if that helps you to keep focused on the light. Okay, you can bring your attention back. So, normally when we experiment with these, we'll spend 5 minutes in each one or more, but this gives you a taste of it. So if one of them seems to feel better to you, if it's more, if you feel more calm or peaceful with it, and if it seems to fit what you think your nature is, experiment with that. And if none of them seem to resonate, then try one each day, a different one, and see what happens. Because when you find the meditation technique that suits you better, it's going to be easier and more pleasant.
To meditate, for sure. That's the ultimate primer on meditation. Thank you so much for this whole talk. People, if you don't know who you are as a meditator, go to yogacenter.org. Get on the mailing list. You will have the chance to do these kinds of meditations and find out exactly what works best for your nature and really put you on that track to being a successful meditator. This class that you just did right now is a huge step in that direction. So take advantage of it.
Yeah, and please ask us questions. Let us know if you experimented with some of these techniques, or if you're not sure, you're having a problem with meditation. Let us know. We'll be happy to do a
Yes,
whole podcast on it, or just get back to you directly.
absolutely. Fantastic job. Thank you.
So thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye. See you next week.